Hey there, I am JB and welcome at some more Satisfactory. For today, I have a couple of things in mind. There are some buildings I would like to build. There are some projects that I would like to beautify, and or there are some things I would actually like to upgrade. And now I'm looking at things. Have certain trees been growing back? I would swear those trees there weren't here before. Anyways, let's get this show rolling, and we of course going to make use of the primary, secondary checkboard because that is very handy. The stuff from the last time, it's already cleaned up. Now the first thing that I actually would like to put on here is show off building phase 2. Yes, for some reason in the last episode I forgot to show you the building that I've been making, which in this case would make like the basics things for the phase 2. Upgrade conveyor belt storage Mk4. Well, it is in this case very clear that a lot of these conveyor belt lifts aren't moving right now, and that is because I reached the max on what this conveyor belt on top can actually handle towards the sink, which at this moment is really trying its best to get all of these goodies right down into it. So we definitely going to need to have the Mk4 conveyor belt for that. Upgrade this thing and get double or even triple the amount of points, so we can get a lot more fine goodies for the buildings that we are going to make. The next thing that will be onto the primary board is beautifying phase 2 line. Now I'm not sure if I wrote that the correct way. If I didn't, then my apologies, but let me just show you. With beautifying, I mean this mess out here. I want to make it look a little bit, you know, better and work it away behind a wall or something, just so it is a little bit nicer to look at, because sooner or later this area we are going to work into it a lot more. Now I have also noticed something on the secondary board which doesn't make too much sense, and with that I mean the quartz crystal and silica. I have been thinking about it, and the thing is I all of a sudden remember like, hey, we actually have it into the storage. So what am I wanting to do with this? Well, first of all, let's copy this. And let's put it right down there. Also with the silica, and right down there. And then we're going to change something. Make a building with this. So long story short, I do have the whole setup done, but I don't have like a nice building for it. Whew, that was quite a run all the way here to just show you this. So yeah, I want to make this into something nice. Also what I would like to do actually is the whole ramp down. It's a bit, you know, unrealistic, and I would like to make something better out of this. Also, I would like to create a hypertube from outside of the base building all the way up on top here, so I don't have to continuously run, which in this case I have to go all the way back. And you know what, there is one other thing that I would like to do for today's episode for beautifying reasons, and that is do something with the SAM ore, the reanimated SAM and the SAM fluctuator, because right now it's just, you know, drop down there and it goes into the sink right away after something has been made. I already have an area where I can put the stuff, and that is basically in that room over there, and I think that would also be a fantastic idea. So let's put that on the board. Now of course there are a couple of other things that I could be doing, but you know what, let's just take it easy and see how far we can get. For certain other things I am going to need to have, for an example, some coal left over from somewhere, which in this case I don't have just yet, which we're going to need to expand, which sooner or later we will expand once we're getting the oil unlocked. For these goodies down here, it can just wait for a minute. So in this case, let me show off the building of phase 2, which in this case all of the goodies that come from this wall right down here comes from an area, right? And the area is all the way in the back right over there, which now I'm thinking of it, I don't have anything built here just yet, which these are also the goodies that go there. You know, maybe we should make like a little build out of this too. But long story short, there is a building popping up, which I've been making in the last episode, and I think we could actually grab the same design for this building here. But yeah, I just tried to build something else, something more artistic, something a little bit more shapy, you know, like inclined roof. I thought let's put some windows in there that also has like diagonal pieces or inclined pieces on there. Let's put some inclined pieces underneath. Let's have some staircases. And let's still make the building, you know, the inside a little bit more simple, but organized. Also, the power is way more organized. It just, you know, comes from the roof down on everything that is in here. And all of these products exactly make what I need for production phase 2. Alright, so in this case, let's copy this one because we completed something for today. Alright, so the next one is upgrade conveyor belt storage to Mk4. So let's take a little look in the system, the hub, what we're going to need for this guy. With this guy, we're going to have 200 rubber, which in this case, oh man, I should have looked at it beforehand. But maybe I'm lucky. We need to have 300 of these, which I am making. We need 400 of these, which I am making. So the only problem here is rubber. Let's see, do I have... Ooh, boy, I have some rubber, but I'm not having enough rubber. I make... Oh, I need... Oh, you know, I thought I needed 400 for that. You know, we have enough. My apologies for that. Okay, so 300 butter beams and 400 of those other things. I think butter beams will need to be in here. No? Yeah, butter... I mean... You can say a lot, but, you know, they look a little bit like it's butter packages, right? And 400 of these guys, which in this case, I already have 94. Plus, thank you please. Ooh-wee, look at that. That is another 100, that's another 200, that's another, you know, I need everything, I guess. And I might need to wait a little longer, which is okay. Alright, let's see how far I can get with this stuff. Ah, 48 needed. Yes. Well, that's okay. How about you? Yeah, okay. And how about you? A nuke? 1, 2, 3, 4, huh? Okay. Yeah. You guys wanna play, right? Alright, let's put that on the board too. Extra building phase 2. Now, of course, I don't have to completely wait, because if I'm not wrong, I should be able to make some of this. Now, speaking about, what is that called again? Ah, dimensional depot. There is one thing that is super duper handy, right? Because it says here, unlock by researching manual depot. Now, this will give 5 extra slots, which you can also use for something else. Long story short, let's just take a little look at it. Just a little bonus thing for this episode, if I can. Well... I don't think I have 70 computers. Oh, I do! Huh? I think it was the circuit boards I'm mistaken with. Wait, did it really say 27? Like... What is that for an odd number? You know, not like 25. Oh, 29. That is even more odd though. Like, why not just 30? Alright, cool. Yes, indeed. This is going to be super duper handy for multiple things.
Manual depot uploader unlocked. Storage dimension and pocket dimension now connected both ways and stable. Parts can now be uploaded to the storage dimension directly from the inventory. Note. The storage dimension now understands the boundaries of the pocket dimension and recognizes the distinction between matter belonging to the Pioneer's inventory and matter belonging to the Pioneer.
The window within the shallows within the deep, curling around itself separately, echoes strangely.
I'm sure strange is the correct term for what this must feel like to you.
Right, okay. Yes. So in this case, you know, just imagine you're somewhere out in the wild and, you know, your inventory is full. You can just, you know, if there is some space, you can just do this, right? And upload it. But even if there is no more space, you can just create extra slots in your inventory by just dragging stuff in here, even if the stuff is already full in here. You just basically create 5 extra slots this way. Okay then, I made a couple of these guys.
Milestone reached. The transportation of resources can reach new heights of efficiency. With the Mk4 belts and lifts, the truck, but even more importantly, your effort. Handling a large and complicated vehicle like the truck should come easy to a well-trained pioneer such as you. They are an obvious improvement over tractors concerning industrial purposes. Improvements for personal use were not measured.
You know, if you think about it, it's kind of funny how in the first phase you actually needed like 50 smart plating, which needed to be sent up with this ginormous lift up there, while this tiny little spaceship sends up stuff which is in way more quantities. We can take that off the list. Wow. You know, I'm feeling good for today, and that's something, you know, need to be said sometimes. When you feel good, just say it out loud. Okay, so in this case, we are going to take a little look at what's going on down here. Now, I'm going to take that I am not going to use this Mk4 conveyor belts anymore because it's kind of useless. You can just use the quickest as possible, right? Now, I got like 3 setups. Mk1, Mk2, Mk3. Now, and this is something I'm going to keep in mind, I'm going to replace Mk1 for an Mk4. This might be a very dangerous thing to do, but basically you only change 4 and 5 in this case for my slot bar. And what I can also do is change the power line. But here comes the big question, what will this cost? This will cost butter beams, that stuff, this stuff, and that stuff. Now I do think if you want to replace it, it will only cost butter beams. I'm just gonna grab a handful of that. And I think I can test it. Yeah, it won't cost butterbean. Now, of course, my apology if butterbeans is cringing you off, maybe. I'm not sure. Who am I to judge what you think, right? But yeah, let's just take a little look at this. So this does 270 per minute, which is lovely. This one does a 480 per minute, which is not the half of this one, but it's improving with a lot. 210 to be precise. So let's upgrade this conveyor belt and start off with the lift, which in this case is number 5, thank you. And look at it hauling butt all of a sudden. Alright, let's see. I have only upgraded the upper conveyor belt because these lifts don't need that crazy just yet. And of course some of these conveyor belts will eventually empty out because they don't make as much. Just gonna give it a little bit of time, but you know, for sure we need to upgrade it again to an Mk5 because as you can see from the copper sheets, it, you know, needs to go even faster than Mk4. I mean, those screws are not moving at all. Like, boy, the whole conveyor belt is upgraded, but it goes at least a bit faster, which in this case, I am pretty sure there are some extra products that are now going to go onto the conveyor belt, which, yeah, some stuff is moving now. So let's take a look. In this case, yeah, there is also some reinforced plating getting into this thing, so I'm going to keep that in mind, but let's give this guy some time. Normally it was around this, right? So let's say below 11, right? Below 11. And then I'm going to wait until this one is empty out, and then we're gonna get the precise calculation of, I think it will hit like at least 20, you know, just doubled it up, 21, 22. Which in this case, I wanted to say we can check that off, but yeah, we basically did 2 objectives in one. We upgraded the dimensional depot, which is not on there, and there is one other thing that I had to think about, and this is something that was bothering me for a while, and I have not been doing anything about that for a while. I need mycelia and some of the biomass stuff. I have 15. I need 25. Of course, I always need more than I have. Well then, how about right underneath here somewhere? No, just an area where grass and bushes grow in the cave, huh? You know, it could be very much possible that this cave in the end leads up to the Samuel site. Yeah, okay, I see mushrooms, very good. Yeah, I think it definitely does. Yep. Okay, so that is good to know. Alright, so with this thing being unlocked already, we can now do this one, and a parachute is something I wanted for a little while already.
Parachute unlocked. Fix-It appreciates your willingness to descend rapidly to perform your duties, but damaging Fix-It property is a breach of contract and will have unpleasant consequences. Improve descent efficiency by combining the forces of gravity and drag with a parachute.
Alright, so in this case, let's make some more of this fabric, which is made from mushroom and leaves. And so, we now have a parachute. Very good. Anything else, real quick? An extra hand slot? Not super duper necessary. Well, yeah. Okay, so in this case, I have been messing around for way too much. And it is time that we're going to beautify phase 2 line. Well, maybe I was off with 5,000 to 7,000, but you know, it went from, let's say, 11 to 15. It's, you know, at least something. And of course, once we upgrade to Mk4, it will go up again. I also wanted to say, I have unlocked a lot of beautiful bits and pieces. Now, of course, I want to start where I need to start, which basically means I'm going to need to upgrade the little building, or at least build a new building. Because it is not a building. Very good, JB. Which is this thing right down here. I know it's not a lot, but at least it's from being outside in the rain. So let me just quickly show you around. I made this look very nice. It took a bit of work, but I like hustling with these foundation pieces and these catwalks in order to try get the best result out of it. And in here, it just, you know, like I've been saying, it doesn't look too special, but at least it's from out of the rain. So in this case, I'm just gonna hop down here, and if you have a parachute and you press shift, you go faster forwards. It is also very nice. Now in this case, I left these crates out here because I just want to show you that, you know, having a full inventory and this possibility down here is going to make it so much more easier to just, you know, have some extra space when you need to, and then you can grab all of these other goodies that are in here. And of course, meanwhile, it is just filling up my wire right down here, which is very nice. And so, with that being said, we can check off this from the list. The next thing, of course, we're going to do is beautifying the phase 2 lines, which is, of course, this mess that I made the last time. And so, long story short, it looks way cleaner like this already. And let me just quickly show you what I've been doing. Also, I've been putting the, well, little decorative part, if you would, just behind like glass. And I added a light on top of it. At nighttime, it is really beautiful. But if you come closer at daytime, I've noticed, you know, it just becomes very whitish. So I will just show you that up close later on. Now, right down here, I thought this would have been fun. So I made it, you know, like staircase-wise down. But in reality, it doesn't really do what I wanted it to do. I really wanted you to get a good view on the products onto the belt. Maybe this will work, you know, if it was like on ground level. Yeah, it is what it is. So behind here, it is just spaghetti, right? It just goes all over the place. You don't see it from behind the wall. And there is some more space for, you know, if I need to send something wherever. And then up here, it just looks like this. I have a glass ceiling type of idea, so you can even look up once you walk underneath, drive underneath, whatever. Yeah, but yeah, here you can get a much better idea of what's going on. Like I've been saying before, maybe it should have been on ground level because you cannot really see the plating that comes by, or maybe even the rods that come by. But products that are quite big, oh, you might be able to see. So right down here, it looks also way better, way cleaner, way nicer, and you know, it just works as it works. It just works as it works. Okay, so yeah, from underneath here, get a idea. You can look behind the scene type of deal. Cool. And right down here, I've replaced the concrete foundation for asphalt because I'm like, you know, what if you need to park the car somewhere? You can just go in here and just park it right near the glass box. Now, this might not be all that exciting. It did take a long work, or a lot of work, better to say, because You know, it was such a mess with these conveyor belts, and I had to like, you know, I first made a staircase type of deal, and then I put like signs in the front of it showing which thing should be connected with what. In the end, you know, it looks all nice and fine. So we're going to take this check mark, and we're going to get this one going like that, and then there are 2 more things left. Now I think I first would like to do these 2, because for this one I'm going to make a building which I'm going to spend some good time on it. Once it's all done, I will be showing it to you. And so it is the next day for me in real life, and I'm just going to check this one off, that one off, this one off, and that one off, because I am completely ready, doing everything I needed to do. Let me show you all about it. As you can see, it is pretty clean down here, which right now the SAM ore is coming in here and goes into this room, and the setup here is very basic and very standard. That is basically also because I'm not quite sure this yet what I want to do with this, but at least it is ready for future expansion when I need to, or when it needs to, better to say. So in this case also I'm saving up some of this stuff, which is reanimated SAM, and anything else will go to the sink. Also, my trash can is now right down here, so if I got some stuff, I'll just dump it in here and then it goes right away to the sink, which I like to do a lot. Also, the dimensional depot is now right down here. I don't really need it as much as I used to. And or at the end there, you can see that I've been making a couple of entrances for the Hypertube. And this one, of course, goes to the quartz factory. I'm going to show you all about it, and this is gonna go super duper fast. I'm really happy with this. Now you can see down here I still need to do a little changes. That's because I just, you know, messed up, but that's just something small to change. I will do that later on. And as you can also see, the old way of bringing the quartz production to the factory is now gone. I completely demolished it. Underneath this spot, if you can see it, I got some support built. I still need to finish it off. It seems like something for later on. Not this. Once you go up, it goes slower, right? But at least I can just, you know, relax. I don't have to continuously watch my character where I'm walking. I can just watch some YouTube and just, you know, get my attention away. These Hypertubes are super handy. And I think I will make a lot more Hypertube to certain spots. Now, you can also see that this is very wide, right? This platform. Well, it is already ready for future expansion when we're gonna make the train, because I think one of the first things for the train that I wanna use for is the quartz factory. Now the quartz factory right now is on maximum power. I used up some power charts, and basically because I wanna, you know, have the sink roll on maximum capacity with that stuff. Later on, I will just downgrade this again to something reasonable what I need. But like I've been saying, I want to add in like a train, right? This train will go all the way to the home base, and there will be a train station. And I think I want to build the train station out here, because we're going to have multiple tracks, multiple trains. And I think it's for the best if the train station is out of the way from the track, because in the future, we will go there somewhere with the train track for whatever we need, right? Now I have chosen for a golden design, or at least as much as possible. And down here I've used like glass type of deal. I think it looks pretty cool, because once you come out you have 2 ways to go, or you go via the front here, or you can go down below. And if you go down below, it just basically looks like this, something different to look at. And down in here it looks like this, and there is a reason why it looks so odd. Now up here there is a back door, right, for whatever you need. And I just want to say, if you go up here, there are a couple of these gas things you need to destroy. And then there in the back, where there's, well, one spider I forgot, is this is some slope in the corner. There are like maybe 10 of these spiders wandering around, and 1 alpha spider, so keep that in mind. If you go up there, there is like a bunch of boulders you can destroy, and you can find like a yellow power slug. But, ladies and gentlemen, once you walk in here, you basically come into, you know, the room with the miners, right? But let me just approach this from a different side, because there is something that I've been doing which is basically completely unnecessary what I've done, but I'm going to experiment more and more with having fun with conveyor belts, which in this case, well, it's difficult to see, but maybe with my lights. Yeah, there are some moments where you can see this perfectly, but you can see I got like 4 conveyor belts. Basically the 2 miners both split up the conveyor belt, so that's why I have 4 conveyor belts. Yeah, I want to do something fun with this in the future also, and I also would like to see if I can light it up a bit better, because sometimes it is very bad to see, and I'm pretty sure you can do something fun with this, right? So everything is golden as much as possible, and then right in here you come into the main room. Now if I go down here you can kind of see what a mess it is with all of these crystals. Okay, but basically you can see the one in the back, it goes up here and then splits it up into 2 tracks. This one down here comes out in the back, uses this splitter, one goes here, one goes around, so that's why I got like 4 conveyor belts. This for fun goes all the way around and then comes out here, and then once it comes out here it merges all together again into 1 conveyor belt, and then right in the back here it splits up. 1/2 goes upstairs to the silica production and 1 goes there for this is raw quartz. I think this is just crystal, right? Yeah, quartz crystal. So these make these crates, and yeah, as you can see I maxed everything out basically like I said before for the coupon stuff, because right now I have enough of that stuff in my storage area, and the train needs to come. But as you can see up here, very simple, tube these things, make like these bags of silica, a lot per minute, and then it goes out there towards the sink. That's basically it. I am pretty excited for the future. I'm pretty excited to start working with these trains, and or slowly but surely we're not only going to work ourselves in this direction, we're also going to need to work into, well, this direction right down here, because we have some oil down there, and maybe in the next episode, maybe the one after that, I just have to see. But there are a couple of things I have on my menu, which is trains. One of them is working with blueprints. I want to try and see and figure out what that is all about, and or the oil production. So we are going to pretty much focus into expanding to other areas, and I'm very, very excited about it. And with that being said, let's go super duper quick and see how quick we're actually going to end up at our home base. And this thing is very amazing. And this saves so much time walking from and towards the quartz factory. It's amazing.